Hey guys, I'm back. So remember that card that I did using that blackout technique? And this is for the Lisa Horton cards that I made. I had those pieces left over. And if you also remember the another card that I made, I had gotten some excess liquid and I just took out one of my tags in my stash and I went ahead and I blotted it on there. And I often do that and just leave them at the side for whenever I get inspired. So I'm taking my Altenew, sorry, not my Altenew, my All Create stamps. This is the one with a lot of different letters and numbers all over it. And I'm just going to go ahead and start stamping on it. As you can see, no rhyme or reason. I try to do different patterns, different colors. I do actually like it when it fades in and out because it looks a little bit more distressed on certain areas. And as I was doing it, I was like, this is a lot of black. I don't know if I want so much black. So I'm going to go ahead and clean off this block a little bit. Actually, let me just use this end part. And remember those Lisa Horton inks that I use in the card video? I want to just ink the edge so I can get a little bit more of this like greenish yellowish color all throughout the card. Again, stamping with this gives it that like kind of kiss shadow look here. And then I'm going to clean it off and then do it one more time using the weirdish like bluish kind of color that comes in the other Lisa Horton one from that Galaxy Dream. So I can make sure that that color is represented as well. So I'm just trying to, do it in different spots. You can kind of see it coming out. I'm not trying to get perfect coverage. That's the whole thing with mixed media kind of cards. It's not meant for perfection. It's just meant for like cool texture. Now I'm going to take that same one and kind of ink all around the edges because I think that's really going to finally bring in that blue-purple look that I'm trying to get. And so that I can make sure that it is represented here. What I decided to do off camera is take those leftover pieces that I had and I just went ahead and cut around all of them. And so I can cut out the remainder of the flowers. And so you can kind of see, I'm just going to go ahead and lay them down. This is not any rocket scientist here. It's just doing some fussy cutting from the original ones, putting some glue onto the backside of them and laying them here in a way that gives it some dimension too. So I wanted some to be a little bit more higher level, some to be a little bit lower level. I might trim that off. Thought it would be nice to also combine the ones that are impressed versus the ones that are 3D upwards, so that that itself gives dimension, just the way that the whole flowers are designed. It also has that variety of color because, as you remember from the cards, some had more of that deeper galaxy color from the ink pad, and some had more of that bright greenish yellowy colors, depending on which ink pad I used for that particular project. So now I have them pretty much all glued down. You're going to get a sense of how I'm layering all of these here. And there isn't too much more that I really need to do with this project. I am going to trim off the sides because I'm just not one who really likes too much hanging off of my tags. I know plenty of my other mixed media tag makers who don't mind stuff hanging off. I don't know. It just bothers me. So I don't usually have things hanging off. I have to go back in now and ink that in because now it doesn't look as inked as everything else. So let me just ink that one side so that you can see it. And I don't know if you can tell as I'm moving how, like, depending on how the light hits, that bluish becomes a little bit more purplish. And I'm just quickly dabbing on the color because I thought the white was a little bit too much because, first of all, the card base is beige, so I didn't like the white. I also don't have a thing. I have a thing about white. I'm not really sure why. But I see some artists who do some great things with white, but I just like color. I just do. So I'm not really going to be one of those people who make those pages that leaves a lot of white. It's just not my style. But I love looking at them because when I look at them, I say, that looks really nice. I just can't personally find creativity in making them myself. But anyway, I am going to pop up this one so that I have the sentiment here on the bottom. And then I will finish off this card